Gypsy Rose Blanchard is caught in a scandal so messy, so chaotic, it feels ripped straight out of a twisted reality show, and this time, there's no escaping it. With her parole officially over and the internet watching her every move, a series of her private prison emails have been leaked, and they are far darker than anyone could have imagined. These emails weren't just casual conversations or diary-like reflections, no. These were raw, unfiltered, and brutally revealing, and the kind of things that people only say when they think no one is ever going to read them. But now that they've been exposed to the world, they're painting a version of Gypsy that is shockingly different from the tearful, camera-ready woman we've seen since her release. At the center of the explosion? One deeply disturbing email that's now threatening to blow up everything she's tried to rebuild.
Hey y'all, so I know I haven't been on TikTok for a few days. I deleted the TikTok app off my phone for a few days, had to re-download it back to post this message. Truth is I have a lot of support in the followers that I have, and I just wanted you guys to know that I love you guys. Just because I'm taking a little bit of like private time for myself and my family, that doesn't mean that I don't care about y'all and care about the support and the love that y'all have given me. As I haven't been on the app for a few days, I'm kind of out of the loop about a lot of the drama that's going on in the Gypverse. What I will say is that whatever drama is going on, I'm not affected by it, so don't worry about me. I am doing good, spending time with my family, spending time with Aurora, playing with Aurora, just being a mom. I have so much happiness in my life to be grateful for that I just felt like scrolling was so much of a waste of my time, and I just need to step away from it for a little bit. And I think that social media is fine in moderation, but sometimes you can get sucked in. And so I did what I felt like I had to do and pull myself out of it. I'm doing good, I'm fine, I'm enjoying my life, I'm enjoying my family. I'm just living real life, and that's where my head needs to be. I'm not tripping over the emails. I was in my 20s. I mean, how would everybody else feel if their personal diary was released to the public? Like, I'm sure we've all done embarrassing things that we regret, but like I said, I was in my 20s. I'm not the same like I was back then. I did some stupid stuff, yes. Do I do stupid stuff now? Yes. But it's all about growth, it's about learning, it's about maturing, and maturing takes time, and that's what I'm doing for myself. I'm growing, and I'm doing what's right for me. So, thank you for all of y'all's support. I love you guys.
In that email, Gypsy writes about an alleged story her ex-husband Ryan Anderson told her, a story so twisted it stopped readers in their tracks. She claims that Ryan opened up about a sexual encounter he had with an ex-girlfriend while her 5-year-old child was in the room. Gypsy, in her own words, said the revelation made her take off her wedding ring and told Ryan she needed to be off the leash for a few days to process what she'd just heard. She even admitted it made her think less of him and questioned whether his morals are it up. The internet, naturally, exploded. People couldn't believe what they were reading. Was it real? Was it exaggerated? Or was it something else entirely, a manipulation? Within hours, Ryan Anderson took to TikTok Live, visibly angry, clearly blindsided, and absolutely furious. He denied it all. Every word. He said the story was twisted, misrepresented, and completely false. He accused Gypsy of turning a private conversation into a weapon, a narrative she could use to destroy his name while shielding herself from her own scandalous past.
It's a shame that I even have to talk about it. It's a shame. And I'm mad that people even did videos where they accused me of it or allegedly. All right? Let me tell y'all something about my ex-wife. That girl gets insanely jealous about things. Insanely jealous. Okay, I was telling her my ex did have a kid, young kid. I was telling her a story about me and my ex on a couch watching a movie, and something started. And in Gypsy's mind, the kid had to be right there because of the fact that she had a kid. So in Gypsy's mind, the kid was right there, had to have been right there, and she ran with it. Boom. Hung up on me, The whole thing. All right, we had a huge argument about it. I was like appalled that her mind went there, number one. But, you know, apparently she had a situation where her mom did something in front of her while she was on the couch. I don't know, something to do with Gypsy's past. So Gypsy's mind went there, okay? And I had to, you know, she like hung up on me and didn't call me back for a couple of hours. So of course she wrote an email to her friend Brian, whatever. But it's a shame that I have to address this because nothing like that ever happened, ever. Okay. You know, it's funny now that she's a parent. I'm sure she sneaks away. I mean, it's possible to do, and that's what that email was about. Gypsy's mind. I mean, guys, there's only like 3 people in the world who knows how insanely jealous Gypsy can be. Like, insanely jealous. Like, she creates scenarios, it's gross, and it's appalling that people would even run with that like it's true. Like, ugh. All right? So, that's the only time I will ever address that email. The only time. I don't want to hear about it anymore. It didn't happen. Gypsy even admitted to being sorry about thinking that. And that's the end of it.
But here's where it gets even crazier. While Ryan was still live, pouring his heart out to thousands of viewers trying to make sense of the accusations, Ken Urker, Gypsy's current husband, suddenly goes live as well. And guess who's in the background? Gypsy herself, changing their baby's diaper, calm as ever, as if the internet wasn't on fire. The timing? Too perfect. Too calculated. As if someone was feeding them play-by-play updates from Ryan's live. As if this was orchestrated. And then came the most ridiculous twist of all. Ken doesn't just react. He doesn't defend his wife or question Ryan's claims. Instead, he throws down the gauntlet and challenges Ryan to a wrestling match. Yes. A wrestling match.
So Ryan loves to talk shit about me on the daily. You know, whenever he goes live, he loves to talk about me and about what he would do if he ever saw me in person and about how he wants to fight me and this and that. Okay, Ryan, if that's really true, then I challenge you to a boxing match. You and me, one-on-one, anywhere you want, any venue you choose. Okay, we can live stream it, we can record it, whatever you want. But I challenge you to a boxing match. How about that? Let's do it. You know, you can get all your anger out on me, all the things you hate about me. Let's do it. But I bet you won't accept it. And I really hope that you do, because that would be pretty entertaining. I think that most people would love to see that. You and me, one-on-one in a boxing match? That'd be content, dude. Let's do it. I'm fucking down. You name the place, you name the time, you name the venue. You want it to be in Lake Charles? Let's do it. I'll put up the money for it. We can live stream it, we can put it out. Let's do it. You know, because you like to look and sound all tough, you know, on your lives and on your videos and whatever. Dude, put your money where your mouth is. Let's go ahead and do a one-on-one boxing match. What do you say? I'm sure the people would love to see it. Love to see it.
Live. On TikTok. While his baby is feet away. The entire thing felt like a parody, like some deranged crossover between Dr. Phil and WWE SmackDown. Thousands watched in disbelief as the man who stole another man's wife while she was still married to him, now threatened to fight him over a viral email scandal. The internet called it embarrassing. Absurd. Unhinged. And yet, it perfectly summed up the madness that seems to follow Gypsy wherever she goes. And let's not forget, Ken was once Ryan's friend. He was around during their marriage, part of the circle, part of the story. And now, he's on TikTok, threatening to body slam the man whose wife he helped take. You really can't make this up. But the strangest part of all this? Gypsy herself. She's said almost nothing. Not about the other emails, which are just as disturbing, maybe even worse. Not about the character they reveal when she thinks no one's watching. Not about the timing. Not about the hate she's getting online. Just silence, except when it involves Ryan. That's the only email she's acknowledged. the only one she's allowed to explode. And while she stands back, letting Ken do the fighting and Ryan do the defending, she remains strangely poised, allowing the internet to feast on the drama without ever fully stepping in. Some say it's damage control. Gypsy, who not long ago stood in front of a camera and told her millions of followers she was taking a break from social media to focus on her family, is now smack in the middle of one of the most horrifying scandals she's ever been tied to. With a baby in the room, no less. She claimed she wasn't oppressed about the explosive prison emails that had leaked, emails that painted a raw, manipulative, and at times chilling picture of who she was behind bars. In her words, she was immature back then. She brushed it all off with a smile and a soft-spoken tone, as if these deeply disturbing letters were just old diary entries from a troubled teen. But then, plot twist, Gypsy and her new husband Ken Urker go live on TikTok. And not just any live. No, this was a fully orchestrated, emotionally charged spectacle. A messy, volatile display of damage control disguised as domestic bliss. They had their infant child in the background, and yet Ken was there, red-faced and puffed up, issuing a literal challenge to fight Gypsy's ex-husband Ryan Anderson, a man she married just over a year ago while she was still in prison. You read that right. A public boxing match challenge over TikTok. And not for clout. No, not just for show. This was in response to a devastating email Gypsy wrote in prison, where she claimed Ryan once told her a story about a sexual act involving his ex-girlfriend that happened in front of her 5-year-old child. Let that sit for a second. What Gypsy described, if even partially true, is not just disturbing. It's criminal. It's not petty drama. It's not YouTube tea. It's child sexual abuse level serious. And what did Ken do? He didn't tread carefully. He didn't advise his wife to stay quiet. He doubled down. On live stream. In front of thousands of people. With their baby in the same room. He said, point blank, that the story in the email was true. No hesitation. No second guessing. Just, Ryan did exactly what Gypsy said he did.
And yeah, your emails got exposed, dude. You're a fucking weirdo. Like, I mean, of course you have to deny your allegations. I mean, like, what choice do you have? But the reality is, what was said definitely happened. And you accepted what happened with a 5-year-old child in the room with you. And if I'm lying, then, you know, sue me. You know, we'll subpoena the phone calls where you defended yourself, talking about how, you know, the only reason why it was okay was, well, you know what, we'll get to that later. But you definitely did exactly what was said in those emails, 100%. So let's go ahead and, you know, let's get there, man. You're 100% a fucking liar. I mean, that's all that you have. I mean, of course you have to lie, and you have to deny it, because what choice do you have? Well, here's the thing, is that Gypsy didn't release the emails. You know, somebody else got the emails released. It's one thing to attack Gypsy and say, you know, she's trying to defame him by putting out these emails, but she didn't put out the emails. Somebody else got the emails. So that argument kind of fumbles right there. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, is that Ryan's a liar and that he loves to act tough. If you want to fight me, if you want to talk about me and how tough you are, then let's do it, dude. One-on-one boxing match. Let's go. I'm down. Hit me up. Let me know what you want to do. Live stream it, record it, whatever you want, my man. You know, it's not even about fighting over Gypsy. It's like, that's not even what it's about. It's just about, like, shutting you up because you want to talk so much trash and you want to think you look so tough talking about how you would beat me up. It's not, okay, well, let's fucking do it, dude. Like, let's do it. Let's see what you really got. You know, I'd love to do it. And I think that a lot of people would watch that, you know, me and you in a boxing ring. So if you're such a badass like you present yourself, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Yeah, I think most people would watch it. As much trash as you want to talk about it, you can watch it. You know you would. You know, that's the funniest part, is we're out here living our life, just being parents and just living a regular life, but you know.
Yeah, I know.
I bet he is. I bet he'll find any reason to back out of this. All right, I'll end on that. Ryan, if you want it, you got it, buddy. One-on-one boxing match. Let's go. You pick the time, the place, the location. We'll do it, bud. Now we'll have gloves. We'll have gloves. No headgear. Nothing else. We'll have gloves. We'll do it. We'll do it traditional. however many rounds you want. You know, listen, that'd be good content right there. You know, like the fact that this guy is like almost 40 years old doing the hashtag Team Ryan thing. Okay, dude, like as if this is some kind of like Twilight movie. Listen, let's do it, you know? Well, that's pretty much all that I wanted to say. That he's a liar. He's also a coward. I guarantee you won't accept my boxing invitation, and I hope that you do. Because I'd love it. I think the world would love it. So let's do it. And that's it. So y'all have a good night.
Now remember, Gypsy had just told the world she's not even bothered by the emails. She claimed she's healing. But healing looks a lot different than hopping onto a live stream to publicly accuse your ex-husband of a felony while your current husband threatens to beat him up WWE style. And while all this is happening, Ryan's on his own TikTok live, visibly shaken, trying to process what the hell is happening in real time. Fans were jumping from Ken's live to Ryan's, feeding him updates. 1 minute Ken is throwing punches with his words, the next minute Ryan is being told, Gypsy and Ken are live right now. They're saying it's true. You could see the shift in Ryan's face, the hurt, the betrayal, the absolute disbelief. And then came his reaction. He called it trash behavior. He said it was disrespectful. But what shocked people most was when Ryan claimed Ken had been bragging during the live, bragging about all the places he had sex with Gypsy, rattling them off like trophies. In Ryan's words, it was like he was saying, I banged your wife here, here, and here. The entire thing felt grotesque, like a twisted power play between two men fighting over a woman who was at the center of a murder case not long ago. But here's where it gets darker. Gypsy, if she truly believed this accusation, if she believed Ryan did something horrific in front of a child, still chose to marry him. She wrote to him lovingly. She called him her soulmate. She appeared in interviews calling him her biggest supporter. And now, after everything went south, she's suddenly remembering this horrific truth and airing it out online? If she truly believed it, why was she ever with him? And if she didn't believe it, why is she allowing her husband to weaponize it? What's worse? The public seems split. Some believe Ryan. Others believe Gypsy and Ken. And somewhere in the middle is a 5-year-old child, a real child, being casually inserted into this mess like a footnote, when the accusation itself is enough to stop the world. And let's not forget, Ryan used to work with children. He was fired recently, and according to him, it's because of a live Gypsy did where she casually mentioned his past struggles with addiction. Whether intentional or not, that one stream cost him his career. Now, with this new accusation floating around, people are digging into his past again, speculating, questioning, tearing his life apart in real time. Meanwhile, Gypsy and Ken act like they're just doing laundry and parenting on live, while quietly lobbing the most serious allegation one person can make against another. And the baby is right there, on the floor, caught in the middle of a live-streamed scandal that's gone so far off the rails, you almost forget this all started with emails. Emails she swore meant nothing. Emails she claimed didn't reflect who she is now. Emails that are now being used like ammunition, and not just against Ryan. Because if this is how Gypsy handles conflict, what else is waiting to come out? Thanks for watching. This story is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next update. See you soon.